cinematic, cinematic frame, cinematic stuff without necessarily always having to use my camera. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put it into the widest frame, so that's 13 millimeters. You can kind of already see that this is a cinematic, so I'm just gonna shoot that, not cinematic, but it's an interesting shot already. That wide lens is really gonna make scenes like come alive. It's really gonna make them feel alive, and I've been using this app a lot. So with this specific, so even like a frame like this and a wide shot, it looks really good. You can also, if you have the 15 Pro Max or a newer camera, you can use like the telephoto lens and get those like deep shots, kind of like there. You can zoom in. These are like pretty, and in the autofocus, everything is like pretty much sound. So even a shot like this of them just walking, autofocus is there, so you don't really have to worry too much about camera shake, and you can play around with the compositions. But yeah, a lot of times I go a mix between that super long telephoto and the super wide, just because it makes things look very interesting. But I'll show you my camera settings in the DazzCam app. So I literally just tap on, you really just need this camera app here on the top right side, and then you can tap that bottom left, and then usually this one all in the right side is supposed to emulate like a Ricoh GR, so that kind of look and feel. The one next to it, I'm not really sure what it does, but it also provides like an interesting look. I'll just show you what that one looks like real quick, and then always shoot at 16:9, but if you want, you can shoot wider at 2:35, and then also 4:3, 1:1. You shoot 4K, HD, and then you have your different frames per second. It's very interesting that this app allows you to make your phone shoot 12 frames per second, also 2. You can play around with it. You don't have 120, I guess, unless you have the newer phones, like the iPhone 17s. But that's like camera settings. Let me just show you the second camera profile right here at 13. So this would be that shot right here, which still looks very interesting. The look is basically baked in there already, so obviously you can still bring it to DaVinci Resolve if you have enough information to push and pull it the way you want. But for the most part, the image is looking the way it looks the way it is going to look right out of the camera, and you can control the white balance. So normally auto white balance does pretty great in my opinion, but if you want a scene like slightly bluer, or you prefer it slightly warmer, that's how you can do that as well. But yeah, for me, this is a great tool to like utilize, especially if you're just using your phone. Just for comparison, I'm going to shoot that same shot on my camera. So now my camera doesn't go out that wide. It goes, the widest this lens, it goes out to 24. So it's a Sigma 24-70, but I'll try to frame with that shot as closely as I can. So I'll just move back a little bit, maybe get lower, and then let's do this one right there. And then this would be what your camera does, and then you can see the comparison of what you can get out of that phone footage from the DazzCam. Another shot for comparison purposes. This is what like your camera would do, and color it to look a certain way versus what that DazzCam app would be able to provide you. But that's all to say that your phone a lot of times will be your most powerful tool when it comes to like filmmaking, because it is always accessible. So people say it all the time, but it actually is. It's one of those things that's always in your pocket, and if you have the right tools, software, stuff you play around, it makes things easy to film and also very fun and creative and very easy going. We know like a lot of times using your phone is much easier than like pulling out a big bulky camera. A lot of times you just pull out your phone. A lot of people don't bat an eye to it. So if you want to capture cinematic scenes where you don't want people to necessarily notice you, you're almost better off using a phone. Like I have like a silver case, but I used to use like a black case, and a lot of times no one would know that I'm like filming like a great moment of them. But yeah, that was it, and I hope you guys check out that app. Let me know what kind of things you would shoot with it. What are you interested in? I think the most creative part about it was definitely the aspect ratios. So you have the flexibility to shoot like at a super wide aspect ratio and really shoot like an entire like scene with it like this. To me, that's very, very interesting. This is like that 2x35x1. It's very